let me talk long. So I really need your response if I ask you guys. And then if you guys have any question to ask me, or you have like mm, you want to ask something about the industry, I mean the field, the working environment, you can ask me because I am still new in teaching. And then like yeah, one more thing, it's I think it's very important for you guys to tell me if you want to like if you want me, if I talk too fast or you don't understand what I'm saying. I really hope you guys can tell me, because yeah, I'm a bit nervous. This is my first class, so I really hope you guys can show me as well. And then I want to let's start your. I want you to introduce yourself. So who wants to start first? Anyone?
Me.
And then you guys can see my screen, right? I mean, like, how do, because I never use Google Google Class or Google Meet before. So is this the right screen? Like, I can see like, yeah. And never mind. You guys just want to start first. I think.
Me.
Yeah. No, I right. Yeah.
Uh, so my name is Noel, Lee Noelian. So I'm currently in semester 4, and yeah, that's it. I start my degree last year.
Oh, so may I ask you guys, because I'm not familiar with your university, for this subject, are you all like, for this group, do you take the same subject, or this is like how do I say this? Do you all take the same subject for your group?
Only some of us lah.
Oh, so you guys can be from different batch, I mean different year of
Uh,
study.
I
Oh, okay, okay. Then I think we can move to Len Chan Z.
Well, my name is Russell Len.
Oh, Rashid.
I am now, I'm guessing this is my first year in degree, but it's the fourth semester now. So yeah,
First year in degree, 4 semester. You mean you
it
trans?
means it was transferred.
Oh, credit transfer. Oh, okay, okay. And then okay, then we can move to Decimus.
Morning, Miss. My name is Ivan, and
Oh,
today is my first day of school. My credit was also transferred, so currently I'm on semester 4 lah. But actually, this is my first semester.
oh, okay. So I have a question for like the transfer credit student, right? So your degree will be shortened, or how? You.
We skip the first year. We go to year 2 tours. We have 3 years. We go to year 2.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, understood. Then we go to Jing Ming Lim. I think you mute your mic.
Sorry, Miss. Hi, Miss. This is Lim. This is also my Sem 1 in degree, and I also got my credit transfer during my diploma. So this is my second year and the first sem for my degree.
Oh, so I'm sorry to ask this, but may I know your range for your, I mean your age range for your group? How old are you?
21.
21. Oh, so
Yeah,
mostly all of you around 20, 21.
yeah, almost 20, 21 around.
Someone said no. Con 2021.
25.
25. Oh, I'm 28, so I guess yeah, there's a gap of age there. Then you Jing Ming Lim, thank you. We can move to Con Ken Shak.
Hi, Miss. I'm Shakon Ken. I
Mm,
also same with other student. Also start my first sem in second year.
first sem and second year. Also, you're in your second year. Oh
Yes.
yeah, I want to ask another question. So for those transfer credit is before this you're previously from TAR college also for
Yes.
diploma?
Yes.
Ah, okay, I see. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Then we have Miss Chin Xiu Ting.
Hello, Miss.
Hello.
I'm Kim Setting. I got credit transfer to. I'm starting my first day in degree,
Oh, I
so
see.
it's semester 4.
I think you're the only girl, right, for this
Yeah,
group?
yeah.
Ah, okay, then we go to, okay, thank you, Chin. We go to Wong.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
My name is Wong,
I
and
cannot see your face. You didn't turn on your camera, is it?
I I'm still trying to right
Oh,
now.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay then.
My name is Wong. I'm currently studying year two, semester one. I also credit transfer from diploma.
So before this, you guys also took software engineering for diploma, or what study you previously? I mean, like for those transfer credit, what was information technology?
Some of us is IT, and some of us is software engineering.
Ah, okay, okay. Thank you. And then, uh, how can guys? I want to ask you how to use this classroom. Miss can change to say the student where to change the layout. Change layout here. Guys, anyone can help me how to see?
Uh,
I never used this before.
yeah, change layout, then can choose experiment the full option.
Which one? Change layout.
Yeah, then yeah, you experiment each tile spotlight.
This one? Ah, change layout.
Uh, if you want
Um,
to, if you want to
Because
check the student name, you can just click the people down there at the bottom right.
bottom right.
Bottom right, you can check the
This one?
students. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean like because previously for my working right, we are using business card, so I can see all the. I mean, how to say? I can see all of you guys here. So for this Google, this one is Google Meet, right? So for Google Meet, I cannot do so. Is it?
Uh, try go to change layout again. Tile. The select tile first.
Oh,
Then you can change the slider at the bottom.
like this. Is it correct what I'm doing?
Try the maximum maybe.
Mm. Previously, for your previous class, how the lecturer do? Is it they can show you all here, or
Previously, if I'm not mistaken, we had to use an extension.
oh you have to plug in? Okay, never mind lah. Who else haven't? Vince. Let's see your name here. Ivan already? Is it? I can't remember all your names, so I don't remember who already introduced yourself.
Kami sudah.
And then Vincent,
Me?
Vincent, you haven't,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah, I haven't.
Ah, yeah.
So my name is Ferrer Vincent. I'm 26 years old. I'm in a second year semester 4. for system software development.
Oh, software development,
Yeah.
year 26. Okay. For degree study, you have 4 years, right? Actually.
Um, for for our courses, maybe 3 years.
Oh, so you have 1 year left for your study degree.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we go to Jing Ming Lim already.
Yeah, Miss already.
And then Shak. I remember there's one Shak just now. I don't
Yeah,
remember which one.
yeah, I'm the other one.
You.
I'm Kelvin. My name is Kelvin Shak. I'm 24. I'm doing degree year 2 sem 1 right now.
Okay. And then I think this one supposedly already just now. Rachel, I think already too. And then Lee, I don't remember. You already introduced yourself. Lee, where are you? Are you there?
Oh yeah, the first one.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. Now I remember you. And then Daniel, I think. Daniel, I cannot hear anything from Daniel. Never mind. We move to Alvin. Alvin already? Guys, I cannot hear you if you are talking. Mm, no, cannot. I cannot hear you, Alvin. I think we just can move to um, uh, Chin already, right? The girl just now. Uh, Wong, I think haven't, right? I think you should introduce yourself, Wong.
Miss, I already introduced myself just now.
Okay, my bad. Sorry. So I think stop. Present by tab. So, okay. So I want to ask for your, I really need your response for your class. Usually, how you do your class? Is it because, uh, because I just received the, what do we call this? Learning material. So I haven't got through all the batch, and then I haven't go really like see the lecture note because I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know today will be my first class of teaching. I didn't know your SEM will start this SEM. And then I think I don't even have received my TAR, TAR email address. I'm using Ponsu's address. So for your course plan for this semester, I still cannot get my access to the. You guys have for student? Do you have any system like for staff? If I'm not mistaken, we have like intra.
Intranet.
Yeah. So you guys, student will use the same system, is it?
Yeah, but teachers and students have different login accounts.
Oh, okay. Okay. Since I think there are 11 of you guys for this group, I was shortly briefed by my course coordinator from KL that for this first class, I think you guys need to form a group since 11 of you, three, yeah, you need to form a group of, wait, where's my screen? So you need to form a group of 3. So later, what I want you to do is, can someone please to try to create can someone please create a WhatsApp group for this subject using this, because we have another group. I don't want to get confused. Can someone please create a WhatsApp group and add everyone here? So yeah, one more thing I want to ask, do you guys know each other here in this group? Or you?
Yeah.
So yeah, so since you guys know each other, then I know Lim only. I think so. Okay then, since I think still there are someone who are not familiar with each other. So, can you guys like leave your phone number here? So I'm afraid there will be someone missing. So, Rachel, because I can see you now, if you don't mind, can you create a WhatsApp group? And then the other, can you please leave your WhatsApp number here? So it will be easier for you guys. Rachel, is that okay with you? Because yeah, mm, Rachel, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see your face, so I will ask you, can you please create the group?
Okay. Okay.
Are you okay with that? Yeah, cool. Then the other, can you please leave your phone number here? And then for the course plan, for the course plan, uh, may I know how many weeks do you usually have for your study? I mean for your lecture. Anyone?
Normally 1 lecture a week.
So you have like 14 weeks in total?
Yeah.
Okay then. Uh, for your course plan, this is the one that I received, but I'm afraid this is not the official one because I still cannot access to my system to see the material. So if I'm not mistaken, should I say this? Is it normal for you guys to have no exam? So the total mark will be based on your uh, assignment? Yeah,
Um,
yes.
I think it depends because in my diploma lah, there was one occurrence. Oh, exam will definitely have, but sometimes tests will not be conducted.
Okay. Okay. Never mind. So later you guys need to form a group. And then if I'm not mistaken from this, the one that given to me from my course coordinator, but I think this is not the official one yet. So basically we have 14 weeks, 14 weeks for your lecture. And then you guys will have lecture, tutorial, and practical, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, I don't think you have practical for this subject. So I think you only have the lecture and you combine these two.
The practicals on Wednesday.
Yeah. So you combine this tutorial and practical together, so you have 2 hours. Okay, never mind. Okay, then so for lecture, I think since like I said just now, this is my first class, so no one brief. I didn't really know how it works, but I think for lecture we will cover the lecture note given to me by the course coordinator, and then for tutorial we will cover the. For tutorial usually we only do uh, question, right, from the lecture. Not, yeah, I think so. So I think the tutorial will be best from the lecture note, and the practical will be best. I mean like for this subject, right? Mostly you will learn about diagram, how to draw diagram, like what diagram? ERD or DFD. So mostly for practical, you will use any tools. I want, because as I was informed, we won't use any particular tools to teach you guys. You are free to use any tools. So for this practical, we are going to learn how to use the tools. So what else? Guys, so far, do you have any question?
So the practical is what? Use some tools.
Yeah, for practical, we will learn to draw any diagram. Like I'll show you one. Like confirm your choice connect. Wait, I don't want, because I'm afraid if I log in here, then they will end the class. Never mind. So for practical, we will learn how to use the to draw the diagram. But as I was informed last week by my course coordinator that we won't give you any particular tools. You are free to use any tools. But for me, I familiar with this IO.
Draw IO.
Yeah, Draw IO. Draw IO. I think this tool will be. I think you guys know better than me. I think, yeah. So for, I don't think the subject will be hard, because I won't say it's hard, because I also learned this subject like years ago. So mostly this subject is about diagram. And then since you guys are in degree study, so I think you guys only need to know how to, need to understand the fundamental, and then the how to use it correctly. And then I think for this course, yeah, for this course, I'm not sure if you have any. I'm not sure if you have any. What do we call this, quiz? Because I haven't go through this document, because I just received all of this, so I don't really have time to take a look. I think this one is the all one, the test and assignment examination. I think this one is the all one, because if I'm not mistaken, you don't have exam for this subject. So I think we can start our first lecture. So far, anyone have any question before we start our course lecture? First
No.
lecture? Okay. Well, Oh yeah, one more thing. Usually, previously your lecture will, I mean, like because the one that I received is in PDF. Is it normal for you to use PDF for your lecture? Because if I'm not mistaken, during my time, my lecture will use PowerPoint. So,
Okay, so because my previous class also used PDF before this.
oh,
It depends on the lecturer lah. If they want to use PDF also can, but
but
also using site also can.
yeah, because I received this lecture note in PDF, so I'm not sure if you guys okay with it. I'm sorry for that because I just received this.
As long the PDF can see lah, big enough.
I think should be okay then. So, so are you familiar with this subject? No, for this course, right? Because you don't use subject. Yeah, are you familiar with this course, the object oriented and analysis design? Anyone took the course before? Anyone took the course before? Oh yeah, one more thing. I want to tell you guys, if I'm confused with the term course and subject, I'm sorry for that because I was just informed this morning that you guys don't use subject, right? You use course. Course, yeah. This is course and then software engineering is a program. I'm not familiar with the term, so I'm sorry if I get you confused. So are you guys familiar with this course before? Or this is your first time? In your diplomas that time, do you ever learn this course?
Miss can scroll the chat down.
Oh, I think, yeah, someone said here system analysis and design. System analysis and design is a system analysis and design. I think it's a different course. Yeah, it's a different subject. It's a different course. System analysis and design. System analysis and design is mostly, if I'm not mistaken, system analysis and design is a course where you learn on focusedly on. Right, I remember this course, system analysis and design. Like, have you ever
Documentation.
heard documentation? Yeah, system analysis. But no, it's mostly like, have you ever heard about the term, I think, system development life cycle? So system analysis and design mostly related with system development life cycle. But of course, you will focus on, you will focus more on the phase. But for this course, object oriented, it will be more focusing on the diagram on the, yeah, it will focusing on the diagram. So I did some research this morning. I think this will help you a lot. I know you can search this, but I want to share it you guys. Object OOAD, we call it as OOAD, is a course where you will learn, like, when you want to develop a system or design a system before you develop the system. OOAD is a technical approach for analyzing and designing the application. So this subject will teach you how to design the whole system from the what the first phase until the last phase of your system by applying the object oriented programming as well as using visual modeling. I think this is the keyword for this course, the visual modeling, because you will draw a lot of diagram, and then, yeah, you will draw a lot of diagram to um, you will draw a lot of diagram to show to the user or for business side, because, yeah, to the business side. So for this subject, for this course, uh, for this course, there are three learning outcome. For actually for this learning outcome or the objective of your chapter, this is very important because every student need to, like for me as a student too, because I'm still a student. So for me, this is very important because usually for your exam, the lecturer will, if you have exam, the lecturer will create the question based on this objective to see your understanding of the course. Yeah, to see your understanding of the course, if you understand the course or the lecture or not. So for this first lecture, you have three objective. Basically, this is the first chapter is like the introduction to the course. So there are three objectives for you to know. So the first objective are the basic principle of this course. Yeah, the basic principle of this course, and then the fundamental concept of this course, and then the justification for the object-oriented approach. So you guys, oh yeah, one more thing. I already upload this lecture note in the this Google, what is this? Google Classroom. So I'm not sure if you guys can download this. You guys can see, right? You can download, right? This one. So far, for now, I cannot upload the course plan because I don't receive any official course plan yet for my subject, for my course. So I can only upload this one. So you guys can download, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys, if you don't understand anything, you guys can just, I know lecture is a one-way communication where students just listen to the lecture, but I really hope you guys can ask me if you don't understand anything, because I do not know if you guys can understand what I'm saying. But of course, you can ask me later. You can, yeah, you can WhatsApp me, you can ask me, I'll help you. But if you have anything to ask during my lecture, you guys can just ask me. So back to this lecture note for this principle, the first objective, the basic principle for this subject, you have four principles that are abstraction, encapsulation, modularity, and hierarchy. And then we will go to through one by one. So the abstraction. Oh yeah, guys, I want to say again, this is I didn't receive this early. So maybe I'm a bit blur about the lecture note as well. But so maybe this first lecture will be like, I'm reading this lecture note for you, and I'm sorry for that because I haven't gone through this lecture note. And then, but if you guys still have any question, you just can ask me. If I remember, if I know the answer, then I will tell you. But yeah, so an abstraction is the first fundamental of the OOAD. An abstraction um, is used without the knowledge of its implementation and implemented without the knowledge of the user. Well, basically, this is the like this one. You can see the diagram here. Abstraction is where the process that happen happen without the happen without the knowledge of the user, because usually when you do like a system or you design something, the user will only tell the business, because in an organization, right, usually the programmer won't directly, from my experience, the programmer won't directly in touch with the customer. Usually they will have like a business person in the middle, so the customer will deal with the our business person, what they want or what they expect to get from us. So abstraction is a process where the customer do not know what happened in the middle, so they just want to know what's the final product of their requirement. So abstraction is a process or implementation of your knowledge without the implementation of the knowledge without eh, the implementation without the knowledge of the user. So abstraction happen in the middle of the process. And then for next encapsulation, the keyword here is encapsulation, is a development technique which include creating new data types by combining both information structure and behavior and restricting access to implementation details. So this encapsulation is oh yeah, guys, may I know, do you learn, obviously you learn programming, right? You
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so um for programming, what language you guys use? Do you guys still learn Java? I'm not sure because Java is kind of old. Sorry, Java, yeah, Java. For database, do you learn any C Java? For database, do you learn any database? Oh, okay. From my experience, right, I think I won't say there's any particular language for programming that will be used in the industry, but if you have like if you're interested to be a programmer, because I know that even though like you guys study computer science, you might not interested to be a programmer because you can be like usually during my time I am a programmer and I'm a database analyst, so I play both front and back end from the programming to the database. So for programming language, I think I won't say Java is rarely used this day. I'm not sure, but I think I can see here CPP is very useful. SQL, Visual Basic, Visual Basic. I think yeah, people used to, but the the encapsulation is the process that combining the information structure and behavior and restricting access to the implementation. So usually the client, the user, the client, they don't really know what the backend people use. So encapsulation is a process where the client depends on the interface. So most of the system or program will be hide from the clients. They just because they just want to see the interface. They do not know what happened behind the program. And then like this one, the process here, the process here, how does an object encapsulate? So you guys can see here from this page, the encapsulation is a process where uh, process transfer the data behind to show to the user for the interface, just to show the interface. And then yeah, this is the another example of, I think this is a system. I think this is a system where the system have like, this is what we call as is it parameter? This is where the system show only, they combine the data and then only show the result of the data. Data is not a result, so you do not confuse with the term data and result. Data is a unprocessed item, where result is the processed item, the last outcome. So this is the result of the data that combine together to produce this result. And then we go to the next item here is modularity. So modularity is break up something complex into manageable parts. So modularity is like when you do a system. So when you do a system is I think you are familiar with the terms module. So modularity is a combination of the part that combine together. So the modularity is important to make people understand the part of the system, especially the complex system. So the example for modularity here is very complex system. So for the system, for the course registration system, I think you guys can understand this because this is not that how do I say this? This is an easy part because you can understand the module. Modularity is for example, for the system, for the course registration system, you in your system you for I'm not sure about our system in TAR, but for student system in my university for UMS it's we have like billing subsystem, catalog system and student management system. So for my university, I'm not sure about your current system. For my university, we have like a different module for different different function. As you can see here, the billing subsystem. The billing subsystem maybe in your system is I'm not sure, but for my system it's like a tuition fee. For our tuition fee, the fee and then the cost catalog subsystem is the study module, student or study module, where the lecturer upload all the lecture notes, and the student management system is where the like your result, your semester result, your CGPA. So it's a combination of different module into the system. So that's a modularity. So this sub module, no, it's not sub module. This is module that combine together to form a system. And then the hierarchy. So for guys, so far, do you have any question? Wait,
Miss, does Miss forgot to record the lecture?
oh my god, I'm so dead. Oh, sorry. Wait. Where's my? I even. Hmm. Wait, where's my Google? Wait. Ah, here. Yeah, I'm so dead. Wait, Here, right? Record meeting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Is it record? Yeah. So the recording letter will be sent to you guys, or you can download, or it will be uploaded in the Google Meet or Google Classroom. But you guys can you guys can get the recording letter, right?
Oh yeah, in the Google Calendar.
Database Oracle. Database Oracle SQL. Kotlin. Rachel, what I don't understand. I just read your text here. Database Oracle SQL. MySQL. Kotlin. I don't understand. What are you asking? Rachel, do you have any question? Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to turn on my recording. So far, do you have any question to ask?
No.
If you don't understand, I think you guys can just ask. Okay. So for this hierarchy, oh yeah, I think that's all for the just now for the fundamental of the the principle of the we still have one hierarchy here. Hierarchy. I think I think, to be honest, I don't really understand this part, but I think I can understand. Hierarchy is a process where you put the same like uh, the same the same element yeah, the same element in the same level. I think this can be, what's the term just now? Oh yeah, this can be break using the module. So I think the hierarchy, the elements of the elements of the I think the elements should be, wait, I'm confused. I think this one can be break into module, so the elements should be at the same level of abstraction. I don't understand. I'm just whether it should be at the same level of abstraction. I think, guys, I don't understand this one, but I'll get back to you later on this. Because I'm not familiar, I'm not sure with this one, but I'll get back to you on this part later in our next lecture. So we just move to the next page. Test yourself as oh, this is like I think this should be a quiz, but I think there won't be any quiz. So test yourself. This is your part of. I think you can do this later because this is, I think, yeah, you can do this later to try to test your understanding because this is a straightforward question and I can read here. You guys can get the answer from the previous page. So this one you can test later. You try later. So, oh yeah. So this is the basic concept of object orientation. So this one, as you guys can see, there are seven items here. So you guys need to familiarize yourself with this concept because later, as you go on through this subject, this prog this course, as you go through this course, you will need to familiarize because you need to understand, you will use a lot of this term, the object, the class, the generalization, inheritance, message, interface, and package. Usually, the one that I'm familiar the most is these two terms, the object and class. It's very important for you to know what's the meaning of this item. Yeah. So the first one is the object. Object is a problem. So the object is something in a problem. Abstraction is like the overall abstraction is like the overall of your in this case overall of your problem. For instance, for example, you have a system, learning manage your student system. So an abstraction is your overall problem of your system. So the reflecting abstraction reflecting so the abstraction can show you the abstraction should tell you the information of your problem or how it will interact with the system or both. So abstraction is basically it will tell you what is the problem of your system that will usually keep the information about the problem. And then the object mm, it's so object usually is something that have significance to your system. So basically object, let's take this example, the fitness system. So object is someone, it's not someone, object is something that have significance. For example, for your fitness system, the object is this one, the student, instructor, fitness class, or registration record. So this is something that have significance to your fitness, to your system. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this kind of table, but I think this one is you will familiar with this kind of table. This is not table actually. This is what we call a diagram to show the you will learn that this is the diagram to show the relationship of your system. The relationship of your system. So object is hmm, so the object will have the state or behavior and the identity. So if so each object will need its own behavior and its identity. So for object, there are three what do we call this? There are three elements that can be classified as an object. So the first one is the first one is the state. State is the state is like the environment or the moment where the object can behave. I mean, like the condition, it's the environment of how it can behave. So the condition, it's the state is basically, I think this is the keyword for the state. It's the condition or the environment, how it should react or how it should affect, how affecting how it can be. The environment of the wait, state is the condition of the condition of an object of an affecting how it can be. I think the state is the condition of how it can behave. And it's also can represent by attribute and relationship. So the attribute and relationship usually for business purpose, oh no, for in the business in the business industry, right? The when the client tell the user what they expect, usually the business person in the company won't tell the programmer team to. Usually the business team will draw what the user want, how it is, how the user expect the outcome. So the state, I think this is where it comes that the attribute and the relationship. And then next is behavior. Behavior is what it should perform or what the expected outcome or what how it should respond to the event. For example, in your system, maybe behavior is something that expected to perform for you or perform for the user. For example, like for lecturer, the lecturer will key in the grade of your mark, the grade of your sub course. So the system will calculate your CGPA. That is the expected behavior of the system. Then identity. For each of the object, it is important for them to have like a unique key. In the usually people will won't call this identity as unique key. Usually people will say something like primary key. Yeah, the PK, the primary key is something that unique um, to differentiate for each of the identity. So each of the identity usually have the primary key, the unique key. It won't be the same, it will be different. Then this one is the example, a dog class. I do not know who come out with this system, but I think this is the example for your system. So the object here, as you can see, this is the object. You can, just now, the object is how the behavior, right? So this is the example. I don't understand the system, so I'm not really sure how to explain this. Example to class. But yeah, you can see here there's a, as you can see here, I can see that there's a primary key using here and then what do we call this? The object, and then they're using the primary key here. And then yeah, let me give you example. Primary key can be anything. For small data, yeah, for small system with small db, small database, usually they will use simple pk, primary key. For example here, the primary key here will is the name of this. I'm not sure if this is the name of the dog. I'm not sure, but the name is the primary key here. For banking, right? Because I'm from banking industry. For banking, usually the primary key that we will use is like our last digit of IC number. So the primary key here is the unique key here. The unique key for banking usually is the last digit of your IC number. And then we go to the stat. So guys, wait, do you have any question? So far, do you understand, or do I speak too fast?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Then, yeah. And then the object. This is the stat. Wait, this is the stat where the stat just now is how the from this one is that the stat is the how the condition or the environment that will affect how it should behave. So that indicates the object status. So as you can see here, this is the example for object stat. Fitness student object, fitness class object, bank account. So here you can see there are like, I would say this is a I don't think this is a combined system. I think this is a separate system, but objects that is an attribute that indicate the object status. An object that is an attribute. So, oh, okay. So as you can see here, you can focus on this status column here. This one for the first system, the student object. So no, let's take the third example, the bank account object. So the object stat is an attribute that indicates the object status. So here, as you can see, the account is an open and meets the standard for activity. So the stat that will reflect, that will show to the user, the account holder, is this status. So this active stat will be based on this status. So whatever the status here, it will change atau it will behave, it will reflect the stat here. Usually when you do for programming, right, in the back end, usually there's a condition. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the term. There are conditions for, let's say the user hit this certain status. So the stat will show this one. That means that this status is bind to this stat. Yeah, this status will bind to this stat. So this is the environment that will affect the behavior. This is, I can say this is the behavior because this is the affected result. And then object example. Object example, object. So this is the example. As you can see here in object, you have this three column here, the identity, behavior, and stat. That's on this object. So because this now object is something, well, yeah. So this is the example of object. So there are three elements here that will reflect. I won't say reflect. How do I explain this? I don't think this is will make you understand. Never mind. We move to the next page. So the UML, we're still in object, under object, and then the next one is the the UML notation. Wait, I want to search something first. Oh, okay, I remember. Notation. Okay, I remember now. Notation is, most of the term I forgot already, but never mind. I remember this one. Notation is something that you use to connect the, usually the name, the object name, and the object attribute. If you have example here. Notation doesn't provide compartment for operation. Two compartment doesn't provide compartment. Meta. Yeah, I think this one is the, okay, never mind. I think you will understand this later. So the two compartment of the UML notation is the object name and the object attribute. This is the example of the compartment, which consists of the object name. Never mind, we move to the next slide first, because I think this one you will understand as you do your tutorial. So the class is a description of a group of objects with common properties. So class usually, or basically class is a group. Yeah, it's a group of objects with common properties. There's common properties and behavior and relationship. That means they share something in common, either it is the properties, behavior, or relationship. An object is an instance of a class. Then it's a set of objects that share the same attribute or an operation. Basically, from the notes here, a class is a group of objects that classify together, either based on the attribute, operation, or the relationship. And then this is the, yeah, this is this example of the class. So this example using the class name, the structure here as an attribute, or the behavior, the class name, professor. Oh, so okay, understand. So as you can see here, the class, they don't have unique key or primary key like just now. They share the same name. For example, the class name is the professor. So they don't have anything primary, or they don't have unique ID here. So class is the class is raising rectangle with three components. So for this example, this is a class that combined together or shared together with the common name, structure, and behavior. So usually this one, for this example, right, the professor here is the class name, and then the structure here in the system, from what I understand, this example, the anyone that have this class name, he can, let's say, any professor with Professor A, and then the Professor A have this structure that can show the name, employee ID, and status discipline. So anyone with the class of professor, they will share the same attribute, and they can perform or expect the same operation for their system. So this is the example for class. I think this is very easy because there's nothing specific or nothing unique with unique ID here that will perform different operation. And then for class attribute is a the structure. Wait, class attribute. Wait, I need to search this one too because I'm not familiar. Wait, CSS. Consider which specific I want to HTML. I'm not familiar with this, but class attribute. I'm not familiar with this one too. So I can't really explain, but I'll get back to you too on this one on the next class because I don't understand, so I can't explain to you. Yeah, so I don't understand. I don't understand, so I will get back to you on this. But I want to share something with you. Based on my just now, yeah, I search here, and then there are few high level language here mentioned HTML and CSS. I think I will highly suggest to you guys if you have opportunity to learn HTML and CSS. I think it's very good for you to learn this language because CSS is using mostly CSS and HTML will be used for the front end user to create the interface, and it's people company will usually ask this to like language. So if you have opportunities, if you want to be a programmer, I think we should learn this. This is very easy. HTML and CSS. It's a high level language. It's easier compared to Java. So we move to next question and next. This is the operation. This is the operation. So far, oh, you mean the language just now, the CSS and HTML? Is it Rachel? Ah, oh, okay. So yeah, then that's good for you. But from my experience, if you learn any language, either it is a high or the level of language, usually I think what's important is for us as a programmer too, and as a tester, I think it's very important for us to understand the concept of your study or the concept because from my previous experience, I use my SQL for database and then ASP.NET. For different company, they have different practice. So I won't say that whatever you learn in your class will be totally applied to your working letter. So I think you just need, yeah. So my point here is the basic is very important because the practice might be different. Okay, and then operation expression. Oh, so this one is the still under class. This one is the operation for the class. So operation name written type expression. So operation is the from what I understand here, operation is what the what the system should return to return to the user. For example, here as you can see here, you can see this is the function add, delete, or get start time and end time. I'm not really sure what is the system, but I think mostly the start time and the end time is this is for the study for the maybe this is for like a class, so they will no, this is a system where I think get start time here it will represent the starting year for the starting year of the student, and then the where the student should be expected to finish the study within which year. I don't know because I'm just guessing this is the system for student. So the system, you can see here, the return type of expression is you can add, you can delete, and you can set the starting year and then the last year of the student. And then you can see here another two example, the stock and the purchase. This is the expression, analyze or subtract the product. So basically operation is easy to understand because it's only return the type of expression. And then this is the class example. So yeah, this is the return type. So this is the class example. So the class is your course, and then the properties of the diagram should be the name, location, or this is all the properties that can be classed together. So this is the behavior, or what is the uh, expected function that can be done, like add, delete, get, cost, and determine. So this is the class example. Yeah, should be the example. And then class, cost, name, location. Yeah, as you can see here in this class diagram example, there's no primary key used, because there can be class together with the same they can be class together just now with the same, like element. It's not element, they can be classed together because yeah, nothing unique here. So this is the properties where this is the properties, and then this is the behavior. So this is the class where you can see the how do I explain this, huh? For the cost, the class is the cost, so you can classify them together under the same uh, this diagram, so it's easier for the user to understand. I don't know. Class, relationship, class and object. So what's the relationship between the class and the object? So a class is an abstract or definition of the object. For example, we go back to this page. The class, this is the class. This is the abstract of your, just now I mentioned the abstract is the just now I mentioned abstract is like the overall overview of your system, the problem of your system, or overview of your system. So class is an abstract definition of an object. So it defines the structure and behavior of each object in the class, and it serves as a template. And the objects are grouped into classes. So there will be for one, I would say one. So the bigger the system, there will be many classes that will be combined together. This is the example, class and object. Yeah, this is the object that will be classed together to form this class. So for example, the object is the Professor Smith. No, this is the object. So object will be different. How do I say this? Huh? Wait, relationship between class and object. So this, that's a self name. So as you can see here, this is the diagram that show what's the relation between the class and object. So as you can see here, this is the this is can be the primary key of the object, but then they will be classified together because they share the same key, which is professor, and then the class here is only the professor. So there's nothing unique with no unique key in the classes. It's a combination of the objects together to perform the class. And then the self, what do I say? Time, location, the offered costs and but this is yeah, I think we can skip this two because there are example just now already. And then this one, the generalization. I think no. The generalization is a taxonomic relationship between a more general element and more specific element. So this generalization is a relationship between general and specific element. The keyword is relationship between the general and specific elements. So, uh, because the general bits of description are abstracted out from general class. So, okay, this one, like I said, the abstracted. So general bits of description are discarded from general class. Wait, how do I explain this? General bits of description are abstracted out from. Oh, so okay, I think description are out from. So okay, so from this general this general element, the abstraction will be take out the no, from this general element there will be an abstraction that will take out to from the specialized. Wait, I don't general of abstracted out from specialized classes. Every subclasses. Wait, for this second statement, I don't understand, and I'll get back to you this two later, because I think you guys can understand the overall concept of this generalization based on this first point. But for the second point, I'm not sure. I'll get back to you too on this. But let's move to the third point. Every subclasses contain at least one characteristic that is unique. So, okay. For example, a person may be an employee or customer. Generalization. Wait, guys, I think for this subtopic generalization, I'm not really sure how to explain because I don't really understand. So I'll get back to you on this sub item later. So we move to the inheritance. Inheritance. So yeah, inheritance is, as you can understand from the key here, inheritance is a yeah, okay. Inheritance, we should go to this one first. Inheritance is defined based on the mechanism by one or more specific classes. Or because just now I explained to you guys, right, in a system you can divide the module by the sub classes. So in OOAD, inheritance can be defined or can be classified based on the subclasses derived from the classes that incorporate structure and behavior, and more general classes called superclasses and or best classes. So basically, this inheritance, you can see this is the keyword. The incorporate structure and behavior based on of more general classes. Wait, oh, sorry, I mean, yeah. So inheritance is defined as a mechanism by which more specific classes, or known as subclasses, incorporate structure and behavior of more general classes. Oh, so this is the term that use the specific classes, subclasses, and the general classes as the super classes. So, okay. So inheritance supplements generalization relationship. The whole description of superclasses applies to all subclasses, including information, structure, and behavior. It allows code for use classes from previous project. Okay, so we go back to the previous, this one. This is the example of the inheritance. So the higher the, you can see here, subclasses is the specific. This is the general. The higher the position, the higher the level, the higher the level, the, no, mean the, yeah, the higher the level, then it will be more general. So this is like the specific specific classes of the more specialized subclasses. Oh, okay. So as you can see here, this is on the, from this diagram, this is on the lowest part. So this is the specific classes as from explained by here, this first point. I think you can understand this one because this is easy to say. The general one is the superclasses and the specialized one is the subclasses. So yeah, the subclasses. And then generalization and inheritance. So inheritance should be between. So as you can see from this figure, or this, yeah, this figure, this is the relationship between the generalization and the inheritance. So usually there will be one parents for the inheritance. Uh, from this example, I think, yeah, from this example, this should be the parents of the diagram, and then the children, the child inherits. Attributes. Yeah. How to explain this? Inheritance is between the instructor and employee and object. The instructor, the inheritance. The instructor object inherits. I think this one, right? The, for example, like a diagram like this, I think for the first time, for those who are not familiar, I think it will be easier for you guys as we go through the tutorial, because I think it's hard for me to explain because I'm not, how this, I think it's hard for me to explain too, uh because this attribute here, or this, or any diagram like this, I think it will be easier if we base on one system. I mean, like, how this is. Wait, let me think. Account inheritance. Okay, I think we can skip this slide because I think this is not clear on what's the relationship between these two. I saw this one just now. Yeah, single. Okay, the inheritance is single inheritance. The inheritance can be classified into few classes, like the single inheritance. One class inherit from another. So as you can see here, this is the parent. So the term that we will use is the parent and the child inherit. So this figure here, the single inheritance, one class inherit from another. So as you can see here, this class, checking account, saving account, and credit account, is inherit from this parents class. Yeah, from these parents. So this single inheritance is like directly inherit from the parent. And then we have multiple inheritance. This multiple inheritance, I think a diagram like this you will be familiar with. I won't say flowchart, but if you're familiar with flowchart, I think you can understand that this is the multiple inheritance. A class can inherit from several other classes. This one, as you can see, multiple inheritance. The class is inherit from this one, these two class. As you can see, the consultant manager is inherit from consultant and the manager. Same goes to this one. It inherit from several other classes. Yeah. So for inheritance, why it is what get inherited? Usually, for a subclass, it is inherits from the parents. Either it is the attributes, the operation, or the relationship. Okay, subclass parents attribute. Yeah. So what's get inherited? So from this example, as you can see, we'll take this consultant manager. It will inherit the consultant and the manager. Maybe it's the operations. What the manage? Okay, let's take example the operations. As you can see here, the consultant manager inherit the consultant and manager. Maybe this consultant manager will inherit the operation, what the manager or the consultant can perform. So they will inherit the operation. It's either attribute, operation, or relationship. So, and then we move to the subclass. Subclass and attribute. Oh, the subclass can add the attribute, operation, or the relationship. I think this one, because just now, as from what I understand, the subclass can share this. They share the same. They have something in common that they share. But here, additional attribute, operation, and relationship. This one may be a bit specific for that one particular subclass, and it can redefine inherit operation, redefine, or it also can redefine the inherit operation. Does that mean that uh, the subclass, for example, this one, the consultant manager may redefine the operation. It doesn't really necessarily using the same operation as the manager or consultant, but they still need to share something in common, but they can still redefine the operation. Common attribute operation and or mm, common attribute operation and or should at the highest. Yeah. Okay. This one just now. Mm, this one from this diagram, from the not just now, it said that the most common one will be shared on the high level of the attribute, and then the specific one, usually the specific like mm, the specific one will be usually on the lowest part of the diagram. So the common attributes are highest applicable. So this is the general one. The common one is usually as the general one on the hierarchy. So test yourself. I think this one you can try to do later to test your understanding. And then, oh, this is a good example. This is a good example to show how inheritance is. Uh, we take the first one. If the business person draw something like this, there's no like connection between the entity, then the programmer won't understand what is the relationship between the doctor and the patient. But if you draw something like this with the inheritance, so you can see the subclasses clearly here. So this is the person, this is the general yeah, you can see this is the general details as a parent. The person is the parent, and then the child can be the patient and the doctor. So you can, this is the use, this is a good example of inheritance. And then, yeah, this one too, this is the example from the previous one. So this is the parent, and then this one is the subclass of or child attribute. So this one I think okay. So what is the difference between generalization and inheritance? Oh. Wait ah. I think since just now we skip this generalization part, so this one I will come back to you to later because I don't really understand I only understand based on the lecture notes just now. I also understand basic concept of generalization, but if I want to compare like this, I with the generalization and inheritance, I also don't understand. So I'll get back to you on this later, and then we'll move to message passing. So far, do you have any question or you want to ask anything?
No.
Okay. And then this is the message passing. Oh, okay. Okay. I think you can understand based on this title already here. Message passing is mm, several objects may collaborate to fulfill each system action. So for them to be able to collaborate, which the to collaborate between the object, they need to perform this message passing. So example, says system could involve. Okay, this is the big system, cell system, where cell system can perform. Oh, this is the object. Okay, cell system contain the sales transaction object and the customer object. So, in order for these two object to collaborate or to perform function together, they need to do the message passing. This object can communicate by sending each other message. So these two objects can send message for them to perform any required action. For example, this diagram, this figure, this is the object A. Object A is our sender, and then object B is the receiver. So these two objects, they need to perform an operation for them in order for them to be able to perform any required action. So message are the mechanism by which object classes interact. So these two objects will use the message as the mechanism to communicate with each other. And then how the object can collaborate. Oh, okay. Okay, for example, this sales system. A specific sales transaction sends a message to an instance of the customer class. Okay, so for example, this customer in the sales system, they required customer what usually do. Okay, let's say for instance, customer, they want something customer, for example, they want to see the total of their item, they want to see the total of their item, they need to perform or send like a message. Usually this will happen at the back end, not the customer, but the system will send something to the sales transaction to request something from this sales transaction. Like they will send a message for this object to send back to this customer. So message update balance. Oh, they're using balance. So the update balance is the required action. So this customer will request something by sending a message at the back end, and then this attribute will send the result to this customer, the updated balance. And then message passing in encapsulation. Just now, like I explained, encapsulation is where the like what's the term just now? I don't remember the term I used this now, but encapsulation, this is the relationship between the encapsulation and the message passing. So as you can see here, object can know the way the adapter just interface. Yeah, like I said just now, the process will happen back end, and then the object itself didn't know how the other object operate. The other object operate. They just know interface of the object. Yeah, for example, just now this one, the customer send a request to this object, the sales transaction, but the customer didn't know how it happens, but they just know that they want to update their balance, and then the sales transaction also didn't no, I mean like yeah, the customer didn't know how it happened, but they know that they request to update the balance, but it didn't know how it happens at the back end. But they will return the sales transaction will return the object balance to the customer. So the object here can't know the way of other operate, so they didn't know. So message request operation call operation. Oh, so this is the process layer of an onion module. I think this is, oh no, this is called as onion object because this is the process of how the message passing occur. So this one is the first one. The customer just now send the request for the update balance. So message from another object to request a service. So object B, this now customer is object B, send the request to or a service or any required action, and then operation call only via valid operation signature. So this one usually for programming, right? They have something like if you send for programming, if you send in coding, usually you have like specific key or how do you say this? Yeah, specific key to tell the system what it is request. And then the data, yeah, they will tell operation signature. Signature, I think, is the key. So they will send the signature or the key so they can data access only by object on operation. So the key will access, the key will be used to access any specific data for the object's operation, and then the data will be encapsulated, so it will be hidden. That's mean the whatever sent here, the end user won't know because this, yeah, the end user won't know. So this is known as linear onion layer of, this is known as onion model. So yeah, I think you can understand this process by understand this process. This is the details, and then this is the like the general process. So yeah, and then we move to polymorphism. Oh, okay. I think okay, based on the just now the send passing message. So polymorphism allows one message to be sent to object of different classes. So because usually for the communication of the object, the process need to send message to different classes. So polymorphism is the message that be sent to different classes. Yeah, different classes of object. And then sending object need to know what kind of object will receive the message. So the sending message need not to know what kind of object will receive the message. Okay, this one based on the example just now, the customer, they do not need to know what kind of object will receive this message. They do not know who will receive the message or what object will receive the message. So each receiving object not knows how to respond appropriately. Yeah, so each receiving object, they already know how they want to respond based on the request. So the ability to hide many different information between a single interface. Hmm. Okay, and then polymorphism. Okay, for example, this figure, the ability to hide many different implementation behind a single interface. For example, you can send this request to different object. You can send requests to different class of object. I think it is because, never mind, we skip this part. Never mind, we skip this part. In permission of the message in different class. So based on this definition just now, the same message. The message that sent can, or the message that sent or the operation request can have the same message in different classes and perform or react differently in each classes. So it depends on the request. They can have the same message or they can have the same message to request or to perform the same or different action. For example, calculate pay operation for full-time part-time employee contract. Or for example, for this system, I think this is the management system. A request sent to the object to calculate pay. A request is sent to calculate the pay operation of full-time employee part-time. Oh, this one can be the different. Wait. For example, calculate pay operation for full-time employee. Or they want to, okay, for example, object sent to the another object to calculate the pay operation for full-time employee, part-time and contract base. So this one object send maybe the same message, or yeah, I think no, they send the same message to this object. It's either to perform the same or different action to get this calculate pay, to get the result for this one. So it will send to these three different objects. And then the polymorphism. This is the overall view for the polymorphism. This is the object send message to different, to one or more object. Oh yeah, to three. Message calculate pay. To calculate this object, send a same message to three different objects, which is full-time, part-time, and contract base. So this one is the object that's sent by this object A to the same message. The same message is sent to these three objects to perform the action. So this is the example of the polymorphism. I think, yeah, based on this diagram, based on this figure, you can understand already the polymorphism. Basically, it's sending message to different object. Inheritance. Wait, wait. Guys, wait, our class should be until 12, right? 12 p.m. Is it? 2
Oh, yeah.
hours, right? From 10. So I think I want to stop my lecture today until this part. Actually, we should cover the first chapter on the first week, but I'm not really prepared for it. I think we stop until here. So, do you guys have any question?
Miss, can upload the PDF now?
Can upload the what? PDF?
Yeah, yeah.
You mean the lecture note just now?
Yeah, to the
I
Google Classroom. Oh,
wait, huh? Here? You mean this one? You guys cannot access to this one?
oh, already. Okay.
Yeah, already uploaded last night. So I think if you have any question or you want to ask anything, you guys can WhatsApp me. Again, I'm really sorry because I'm not prepared for this first class. I didn't know. I didn't even know you guys start your semester this today. So anything that I said just now that I'll get back to you later, I will get back to you later. So I think this will be the end of our class for today. If you guys have no question. So no, right? So I'll take it as no. So I think yeah, that's all for our class today. Any material or anything that I receive, I'll update to you guys later. Okay? Thank you, class.